In this video, we're going to go over the concepts of present value of $1. So in this example, let's say your friend has a fantastic business idea and they assume that they're going to be a billionaire in 10 years. But they need money today to make the idea happen, and they've offered you a deal where they'll pay you $1 million in 10 years. So you know how much you're going to get in 10 years. Of course, you'd want to give your friend somewhat less than $1 million today, so you'll make a profit. In this example, you want to earn 11% compounded annually. So in order to make that amount, how much would you be willing to give your friend today? So in order to calculate that amount, we're going to click in cell B13. We're going to click Formulas, Financial, and PV. So we're going to scroll all the way down to PV, present value of an investment. So in this case, our rate is 11%. I know it's silly to divide by 1, but if you wanted to use the same worksheet to calculate different frequencies, you'd have to do the division, otherwise you'd have to redo the calculation. So in the rate, I'm going to click on B9, and I'm going to / and divide by the frequency B10. So in the rate B9 divided by B10, which of course is 11%. If you're going to do something one time over each year, over a 10-year period, you're going to do it 10 times total. So in N per, I'm going to click on B11, the number of years, and multiply that by B10, the frequency. So again, it's silly to multiply 10 by 1, but if you wanted to change the frequency and make sure that the answer is correct, you'd have to do it this way. Now we're going to skip over the PMT box because the PMT box would assume that your friend is going to give you $1 million every year for 10 years. That's not what's happening. Your friend is going to give you $1 million at the end of 10 years. So in the future value, if you want the answer to come out positive, you have to put a negative number. So in FV, I'm going to type a negative sign and click on the $1 million future amount. And the answer is, if you give your friend $352,184 today, and in 10 years your friend gives you back $1 million, your $352,000 investment earned 11% over 10 years, compounded each year. So I'm going to click OK. And how much interest have you earned? Well, you gave your friend $352,000, you got back $1 million. So the interest is the difference between those two numbers. So in the interest earned, cell B14, I'm going to click on B8, the future amount, and subtract B13, the present value, and you will have earned $647,000 in interest. Now to amortize this thing, we're going to amortize it just like the future value of $1. So we're going to start off with $352,000. That's going to grow to $1 million just by earning interest. So our ending amount, year 0, I'm going to click in cell D18, and I'm going to type an equal sign, and I'm going to click on cell B13, the present value of $352,000. In cell B19, the beginning amount for period 1, we're going to tell Excel that the ending amount 1 period is the same as the beginning amount the next period. So I'm going to type an equal sign, and I'm going to click on cell D18, the 352,184.48. Now the only difference between the present value and the future amount is the interest earned. So I'm going to use my principal times rate times time. So I'm going to click in C19 equals, click on B19, the beginning amount, multiply it by B9, the annual rate, and that must be $B$9, so hit your F4 key or type the dollar signs, or on a Mac use Command T, but that absolutely must read $B$9. And again, to keep it flexible, if you wanted to use a different frequency, I'm going to / divide by the frequency, cell B10, and again, that must be $B $10 F4. Type it in or Command T, whatever it is. If it doesn't read $B $9 and $B $10, it just won't work. Then our ending amount is just the beginning amount plus the interest. So in cell D19 equals beginning amount plus the interest earned. B19 plus C19. At this point, we're all done, and we're correct if at the end of 10 years, we come down to exactly $1 million. So I'm going to select the range B19 to D19, and because I've already set up the 10 years, all we need to do is double-click that fill handle, and notice how we come down to exactly $1 million at the end of 10 years.